Yo, what's going on guys, it's Tom, welcome back to a brand new video, and this is part number 4 of my F1 2015 live cockpit career, and we're here in Bahrain in the desert, and it is one of the tracks I actually don't mind in this game. I used to hate it a couple of years ago, but for some reason in this game the track feels quite nice, and definitely the night skies add a little element of excitement to it. And we're here in qualifying as per usual, and this is just a one session qualifying. We're no longer doing Q1, Q2 or Q3 because I just generally drags the video a bit too long, so we're going to just do qualifying instead and do a couple of runs to try and see if we can try and make the session more interesting. So there'll be no prompt tire running, we'll be just going straight onto the options and hopefully we can try and bag ourselves a solid qualifying position because basically, not by practice, our pace isn't that good, so we might struggle to get a good result. So we're going to really have to push in this session, see if we can try and get maybe a top 5 qualifying result. So yeah, without further ado, we're going to jump into qualifying and see how we get on. Okay, so here we go then. Going to get ready for our lap, putting up into rich mix. Going to try and get a good exit, nice clean exit, loads of traction, which is nice. First time using the soft tyres all weekend. I've been using the mediums in practice, so this is unknown territory for me. But here we are, then we're going to start lap and see how we get on. I've got to say guys, we're on a pretty decent lap, but we was fastest at the moment there. Raikkonen's just gone purple, so we might not be able to beat that lap, but we're on an absolute weldy right now for our first time lap of the session here. And we're going to see what we get now as we come across the line, open up DRS, and we're going to go into P3, so a pretty slow lap there, only 1.1 behind Raikkonen. We might be able to improve on that a little bit, but overall, that is a super lap from us, and I'm really happy with that lap time, so I will take that lap for now. So we're just going to come back into the pit lane and wait for a couple of people to set their lap times, and then we'll go back out if we need to. But yeah, P3 is a really solid qualifying position. Right, here we go then. We're going to see what we can do. No one's gone out on track, so no one's on track at the moment, so we've got a free track all to ourselves here. Okay, so here we go then. We're on a really slow lap. At the final corner now. Here we go then. No one's gone out on track for some reason, so we're just gonna use this chance to try and get ourselves up the grid, and we get ourselves in P2. So we managed to get ourselves into P2 in the end of qualifying. There's just a car. The cars are coming out of the pit now, so they've left it really late, but everyone seems to be going out now for a final crack at the cherry. But we've got ourselves up in the P2, and I think that will do us for qualifying, and I'll take that happily. So P2, a really solid result for us in qualifying here. So there we have it then, and we get ourselves P3 in qualifying. That came out of nowhere. I mean that, guys. In practice, we was a whole 2 seconds off the pace. We was nowhere near the front runners, and we just pulled a lap out of the bag, even though we're 7/10 off of Kimi Raikkonen's time. For some reason, people like Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel didn't really set that good of a lap time, and we just managed to get ourselves right up the sharp end in P3. So second row of the grid for us in the race tomorrow. So I can't wait, and we're going to jump straight into the race now, and let's do this for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Okay, so here we are then on the grid for the Bahrain Grand Prix, and I can't wait for this one, guys. P3, I don't know what to expect. China was quite poor. Obviously, we even though we got P5, our pace wasn't that good, and we was nowhere near the pace of the front runners. But this race, we might be semi-competitive, so we're going to have to wait and see how the race pans out. So without further ado, we're going to jump straight into the Bahrain Grand Prix. Right, here we go then. We're going to gear up to 5 red lights. And we are off. Rosberg gets an absolute stonker of a start. Raikkonen gets a really poor start off the line, and we're being just mauled by cars on our right hand side. We brake really early for turn 1. We lose the position to Vettel and Hamilton, and Hamilton's also going to overtake Raikkonen by the look of it. And oh my god, the back end's just almost gone there, but we managed to catch it. And so far we're down to P5 behind the 2 Ferraris and the 2 Mercedes. We're going to get a run on Vettel here. Can we line him up for a move possibly? We're going to try and brake a bit late, go up the inside, maybe sniff a move, and yes we do, we get a move up the inside of Vettel there. There's a yellow flag for some reason. It was behind us though, so it doesn't affect us, and we could complete the move without any issues. And now look at Hamilton, he's all over the back of Kimi Raikkonen, coming possibly pick off a move maybe here, maybe pick up the pieces, maybe slow one up the inside, and doesn't look like it. Nope, so we're just going to try and set into this race. Grosjean's having to P5 somehow, so that's an unbelievable start from him. And we're almost going to run in a bit deep at the hairpin there, but we've just managed to stop the car. But yeah, Grosjean up into P5, an impressive start from him. So we're going to try and set into this race now a little bit, and hope we can try and find a little bit of rhythm. Oh my god, the back end there, Jesus Christ. Hamilton has made the move on Raikkonen there. So it looks like there's going to be a Mercedes 1-2 for the time being. We're going to see them try and maybe catch them up and maybe pick up the pieces into turn 1 now. And Hamilton has made the move stick, so Mercedes 1-2 from Raikkonen in pole position, so Ferrari have got it all wrong at the start of this race, and Bottas is now P5, so he's overtaking Grosjean, but then Grosjean's going back, so it's still happening behind us. So right now we're just trying to settle in this position of the race now, just settling the P4, maybe get a sniff out of podium, but this is where we're at the moment with our pace. We are all over the back of Kimi Raikkonen here. Can we possibly line up for a move into the final corner here? We've got loads of speed down the straight. We're going to go for it. Running a little bit deep into the corner. Running awfully deep, actually. We're going to have to straighten up and then maybe let Kimi back through, even though he's miles behind. Just going to have to let him back through here. I'm waiting for Kimi to appear. There he is. Took him ages to appear. I think Kimi might have some sort of problems. He's going really, really slow. We've got enough pace to keep up with Kimi, but I've got to say, the Mercedes have just stormed away with this race. I've got to say, they've just got so much speed around here, it's not even funny. But here we are then on the back of Kimi. Could we possibly get him this time? We're much closer this time around. And Kimi's going to the pit lane. So a really early pit stop there from Kimi Raikkonen, so definitely did not expect that. We're going to get some free DRS, but now we're going to see if we can try and keep up with the Mercedes pace. We definitely are in a bit of a funny situation because we're not catching Lewis at all, but we are pulling away from Bottas, so it's a bit of an interesting one. It looks like Lewis Hamilton is catching Nico Rosberg, so the two Mercedes could start having a battle up front, Bahrain 2014-esque, which would bode very nicely for us this race. So fingers crossed, we might be able to have an outside chance of maybe winning the race here if it all goes well. I've got to say the tyres are absolutely gone, and we're putting it in this lap, and I can't wait because quite frankly we've just got no tyres left at all. We're just skidding all over the place, just sliding across the track, and we are really struggling for some major grip here. So we're just going to come to the pit lane and hope that we can maybe going to fresh set tyres and try and hunt down two Mercedes. There's a Mercedes pitting. I think that's Lewis Hamilton who's coming to the pit lane, so that's our target. It's a bit far away, but hopefully with a bit of luck things go nicely for us. Perez has actually overtaken Lewis Hamilton and a couple of other cars, so Lewis will be in a bit of traffic temporarily, which is good news for us. And another nice quick pit stop from us from the Ferrari crew. There's Raikkonen, who's jumped into position and by some quite considerable distance as well, so him doing that early pit stop is going to pay off for him, but obviously he must be on a different strategy. I'm assuming he's going to be on a 3-stop, whereas we're on a 2-stop, so we're going to see how this all pans out. It's going to be definitely a very interesting race. Oh no, the back end's got an absolute treat there. Here comes Ricciardo. We're going to try and squeeze him a little bit. Ricciardo's running out really wide. And he's going to get us. Yeah, he's got us. We've got Bottas and Vettel behind us as well, so they're lurking. We're going to get a beautiful cutback on Ricciardo though. Can we hang it right on the outside? Yes, we do. And what a move that was on Daniel Ricciardo. Unbelievable stuff, but we've got a train of 3 very, very fast cars behind us, and we are going to be a sitting duck if that Ferrari or that Williams gets us on the straight. Oh no, that's gone all wrong. That's gone horribly wrong. We're going to be a sitting duck. We're going to put up in the rich mix. We need to try and defend. Come on, Force India. I need your Mercedes power unit to fend off Bottas. Oh my god, he's just so fast. We're going to try and go around the outside of Valtteri here and take the inside. Back end snapped on us, but we caught it and we made the move stick, so we're not giving up on this position just yet. I'm expecting Kimi to be pitting soon because he pit really early last time out, so he should be in the pit lane fairly soon. And there he is. I think that's him right there. Is it Kimi? Yes, it is. So there's Kimi in the pit lane for his second stop already, so he's obviously going on a 3-stop strategy at least. I've got to say guys, the prime tyre around this track is so slow. I'm so glad I'm getting this tyre out of the way right now, because quite frankly I've got 1.5 laps left with this tyre and it just has 0 pace. There's just no speed in it at all. It's like 2 seconds slower at least. It's so slow. Even though it feels fine, the performance is just not there. Looks like Lewis Hamilton's in the pit lane, and that's Lewis Hamilton right there, so we're going to jump Lewis crucially for us. It's a shame that our teammate Perez couldn't pass him as well, but we got Lewis behind us for at least 1 full lap hopefully, so that's good news. Just picked up some really poor traction there. Lewis is going to go for it. Here he goes. We're going to try and get the switch back on him, but he's just got incredible traction on them options. I can't match the traction. So here we go then. We're going to come into the pit lane and serve at pit stop and strap on a set of option tyres, and Perez is actually coming in, so this doesn't bode well for Sergio, unfortunately, but there's nothing I can do. This was my scheduled pit stop. Obviously Force India on the pit wolf just messed up the strategy, so Perez unfortunately has second choice and he's going to get the short straw, just like in China. So we're going to come in now. As you can see, another decent pit stop there, 2.4, and we're on the option tyres now. We're going to do one more stop after this to go to the end of the race, so we're going to be quite rapid now, so we need to make this count. Where do we rejoin? Should be just behind JB. I got to say, it's a massive train of cars from all the way from, like, I think third all the way down to where I am and behind me as well. We are right on the back of JB. We've got some DRS, and could we make a move possibly? No, we're not. We're going to wait, and we're going to try and make one now through here. We've got so much more grip than Jensen. He's on some old tyres. Just going to try and hang it around the outside, and we make the move stick. What a move. Here we are right on the back of Fernando now. He's really struggling on his tyres. I thought about having a look, but I decided to wait and try and get Alonso now. This is when I was lining him up for. I'm going to try and hang it clean around the outside here. Oh, a little bit of contact, but we got the move done. And we're up into P7. We're a bit far from Daniel Ricciardo here. I'm not sure if we've got DRS. We've got a couple of cars in the pits here, I think. We did get DRS on Ricciardo, so we might be able to line him up for a move here. We've got a car in the pit lane. I think it was Bottas. We've got a massive run of Ricciardo here. We're just going to breeze past. We're up into P4, so we're back into a net position, you could say, which is good news as we take a massive chunk of that curb with us. But we're back into a normal position, and Rosberg's down in third, so Raikkonen's managed to jump on a Mercedes, which is quite a good strategy from the Ferrari team. So we're going to see what happens up front there, but we're back into our original position, you could say, P4, which is where we really, this is about as hard as we can punch really for our weight this race. So looks like Kimi is in the pit lane. Or he was. I don't know if we're going to pass. Yeah, there he is. So we are going to pass Kimi for the time being, and we're going to take third place back for a little while. Okay, so we're going to be pitting now at the end of this lap, but we've got to say, guys, like I was saying at the start of the race, or not start, like early on in the race, the prime tyres are really not that fast. Kimi's on the prime tyre and he's not catching me one bit on them fresh tyres. So us now on these fresh options, even though Kimi's going to be a country mile away, we're going to have 7 full laps to try and catch Kimi Raikkonen and do something about it. So we're going to try and get that third place, guys. We're going to try absolute hardest, and I'm confident we can do it. Perez is in the pits behind us, but this time there'll be no stacking because I've managed to build up quite a nice cushion. So there'll be no issues there between the two of us, and we're going to see where we rejoin here. We're not going to rejoin in fourth, but there's Bottas. I think that's Ricciardo probably behind him. I know it's Kvyat, so Kvyat out of nowhere this race has pulled off an absolutely incredible strategy. There's Max Verstappen as well, just coming on our left hand side now. We're going to try and just defend him and fend him off here. Yes, we do. We get him behind us there. So Ricciardo, Bottas and Vettel. Only Bottas has managed to jump us, so Ricciardo and Vettel are somewhere down the order. So that's quite an interesting one to see what happened there with them two. Here we go then. We're going to try and up Kvyat for a move. We are in rich mix, so we are pushing very hard now. And we're on the fresh tyres. We should get some good traction. There we go. The DRS opens. We're sure to get Kvyat nice and easy down this straight here. Getting right into the slipstream. We're going to pull to the inside and then back out to the outside and make the move stick there for P5. So a nice textbook overtake there with a little bit of DRS assistance. And we're back up into P5. And now we've got to try and hunt down Bottas ahead of us. Alright, so this is it. We are right on the back of Valtteri Bottas. We should have DRS, no problem. I don't think we're going to get into the final corner. We're not close enough, and we got the run a bit too late, but we're just going to wait for the DRS, get a nice run out the final corner, just like that, and this should be an easy move for us to get P4 back, and I think P4 is probably going to be our finisher position this race, so this will be a definitive finisher position for us. Let's just have a look if we get the move done first. Bottas is going to hang it around the outside, but we're just going to shut the door clean to run him out of room. And we're up into P4 now, so Rosberg actually down in P3. So if the race finishes like it does in them positions, then the race is actually pretty good for us. It's going to be some considerable damage limitation because Kimi is nowhere near the sharp end of the points. So Kimi's really doing a good job there, splitting out the Mercedes, and that 3-stop strategy compared to the Mercedes 2-stop has really paid off. So good on Ferrari on that really good strategy call for them this race. So there we have it then. Lewis Hamilton has won the race. and Raikkonen actually missed that second place. Rosberg overtook him at the start of this lap, and we're going to come home for an incredible 4th place, I must say. I'm really happy with that. The pace in the practice session suggested otherwise, and we was miles off the pace this weekend, but we've just clawed it back this race with an absolutely incredible 4th place, like I said. And just like I said in China last race, this was one of the bad races. We've got one more in Catalonia to tick off the list, and then once we get to Monaco, from there on onwards, we've got a spell of nice tracks that I think would be very competitive at. So yeah, there we go. Then we got the final confirmed order there, and Lewis Hamilton actually won the race, and Nico Rosberg came in second after having to do a 4-stop strategy. So Mercedes really not getting Rosberg's strategy on point there, and we take 4th place, and our teammate Sergio Perez down in 8th. So a very impressive performance from him. And if I just scroll down a minute, yeah, Sebastian Vettel DNF. So he DNF'd this race, so something went on with him for some reason. Something obviously didn't go right for him this race, because he was right in the scrap with us for that 4th place, and he just disappeared all of a sudden. So he was the one car DNF'd. And finally, just looking at the Drivers' Championship here, as you can see, we're still in 3rd place, only 6 points off of Nico Rosberg at the top. So we are doing really well at the moment to just keep the Mercedes well within our sight. And I got to say, guys, really the top 5 or the top 4 even are well within contention for the World Drivers' Championship right now. The top 5 covered by 18 points. I know it's only early on, but either way, it's incredible how close the championship is already at this early stage. And I'm looking at the constructors real quickly just to wrap up. We got Mercedes there, and they're actually starting to really stretch their legs out up front now. Now 24 points they've got over Ferrari, and 54 over Force India. But obviously in the constructors, it's going to be quite unlikely for us to finish in 3rd unless Perez starts to pull his weight within the team. But yeah, guys, that's been the Bahrain Grand Prix. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I certainly did. I thought it was an absolutely incredible race, loads of different strategies, and it was a bit of a mysterious race, and you never knew what was going to happen until right at the very last lap when we crossed the line, once all the strategies had taken place. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, please do smash the like button down below. If you're new around here, please do subscribe. If you want to follow me on Twitter, there's a link down below in the description at Tom97HD. And there you guys, that's about it from me, and I'll see you in my next video. So from me, goodbye, and I've been Tom97HD, and I'm out.